esoteric's guide to stress management. Written by Gorham and Michael Hatt and performed by Mark Heap, Morwenna Banks and Geoffrey McGivern.
Hello. A friend of mine in publishing asked me if I'd like to get involved in an audiobook about stress. As a member of the public with, as he put it, considerable experience in the field, he felt I was uniquely placed to advise him on the management of stress in modern life. What started out as a collaboration with me as mate to occasionally bounce ideas off in idle moments down the pub quickly turned into a solo project with me as researcher, editor, writer, producer, person who decides what kind of laminate to use on the cover. The reason for this was that Mark was forced to devote all his time to several of the more troubled titles on his autumn list, namely An Oral History of the Sewing Machine and The Sound of Greenland. I don't blame Mark, as it's hard to blame someone when they're spending most of their time either crying, dribbling or under heavy sedation. I wish him all the best and hope that a short spell in Gresty Fennell's drying out clinic near Farnborough will give him the fresh start he so badly needs. I do hope you enjoy this tape. I certainly didn't. And now here's my boss, Paul Power.
When I was asked by Feeble to say a few words, I agreed. Usually these prefaces are a load of congratulatory ass-burgers, spouted by some sycophantic sap, desperate to lift the whole enterprise off the crapper and into the bath. But I'm not like that. I'm a blunt man, and I speak as I find, and I'm not going to pretend I like something when I really think it's about as worthwhile as a condom in a sperm bank. So here's what I think. Stress is for social workers and dagos. It's not for me. After all, do I want to hear about anxiety and worry and someone getting the squitters every time they have to change a light bulb? Do I, Asperger's? I want to hear about being in control, about being in charge, about being a leader of men. In short, I want to hear Ray Perfect's Health, Wealth and Happiness, available from splendid tapes at only $25.99, to which I've also contributed an introduction. It's a triple-decker arse-burger of a tape, with extra cheese, mayo, and delicious soft beverage of your choice. This one, on the other hand, is a depressing whinge. It's probably okay if you've got a lot of time on your hands, as in a major air controllers strike or a long-term hostage situation, but even then, it might be more fun counting to 12 million. Arseburgeringly yours, Paul Everest Strongbow Power.
Stress is probably one of the most common ailments afflicting people today. Survey after survey bombards us with statistics about how stressed we are as a nation. This in itself causes stress. For instance, whilst reading a recent report, I came across this statistic.
84% of people in the United Kingdom claim to be suffering from some sort of stress.
Now, I don't want to appear too cynical, but let's examine this statistic more closely. First of all, who are these 84% of people? Where do they live? This survey was based on a representative sample of 128 people. Well, maybe I'm missing the point, but it seems to me that 128 is hardly representative of a population of over 54 million. It's barely representative of the population of Dartford. Besides, what kind of people stop to talk to researchers? I'll tell you what kind of people. Sad, lonely, often one step away from going out in their pyjamas people. Well, no wonder they're suffering from stress. Anyway, it's probably completely made up. How often have you been stopped by someone asking about your stress levels? The only people who ever stop me are either Harry Krishnas, smarmy blokes trying to sell me insurance, or lost French tourists looking for the coach station. What makes stress such a pressing problem today is that it's the most ordinary things that cause the major stresses. In this
Sample complete. Ready to continue?